You all know the dilemma. You've got friends coming over to play a game of bridge, discuss the latest gossip, and of course, your pension plans. What do you make them? A beautiful, moist coffee cake with an Irish cream liqueur glaze. It is so simple, and it starts off in the mixer with some butter and some sugar, creaming it up to make it totally delicious. So in goes our softened butter, and in with quite a bit of caster sugar. You want this to be creamed up until it turns nice, pale, and light. Now, I know I've mentioned pensions and bridge, and the reason I do is because it kind of reminds me of a bit of a retro dessert. This is a fantastic retro dessert because we're going to bake it up in a bundt tin. You can get these in most baking shops, but if you didn't have one of these, you can do it in a cake tin. Now, in on top of our butter, which has now been creamed with the sugar, I'm going to add 6 large free-range eggs. As soon as you've got that last egg in there, it's time to get in there with your dry ingredients. So some flour goes straight in here, and try not to get it all over the mixer like I am. If you do, it's not the end of the world. Give it a good mix. So once you've got your flour incorporated, just start folding through the sour cream and the milk. Make it rise as well, we have some baking soda going in, and I'm going to start off with half this milk. Now, when you're making this, you need to make sure that your tin is lined with a little bit of butter and some flour, just to make sure that it comes out nice and evenly. And you're looking for a really smooth mixture here. So I'm going to transfer half the mixture into a bowl, and this is where this gets a little bit exciting because my wonderful bundt cake is going to have a swirled interior. So to do that, transfer half this mixture into a bowl. I'm going to add a tablespoon or 2 of some coffee extract. And just to give it a really rich flavour, I've got some Feeney's Irish cream liqueur. So about a tablespoon goes in here. This will give a lovely sort of chocolatey, rich, intense taste in here. And just give it a good mix up. Okay, that's ready to go. So now it's time to fill this wonderful cake. So start off with 1 layer of the batter in the bottom of your cake tin. Another layer going in here, and you can see it starts to look really interesting because you've got the different colours going on. And now just keep alternating the different colours until you have a lovely filled cake tin. You're going to get left with a beautiful, moist and dense coffee cake. So get in there with the spatula and just swirl this through. Now that I have a beautiful marbled cake, this goes into the oven for quite a long time, 55 minutes. Remember, we've got a lot of moistness going on here. So this goes in for 55 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius to cook on up. As soon as your cake is cooked, make sure to take it out of the oven, allow it to cool, and take it out of its cake tin and put it on a lovely cake stand. Now, it looks pretty good, it looks pretty nice, but we're gonna finish it off with a beautiful Irish cream liqueur glaze. So, into a bowl, sift in some icing sugar. In on top of your lovely sifted icing sugar, we're gonna go in there with a tablespoon of this Feeney's Irish cream liqueur. And finally, just to loosen it out and give it a really rich dark colour, I've got some coffee essence. So about a tablespoon going in here again. This is coming together beautifully, and if it is looking a little bit thick as it is now, just loosen it out with a bit of extra water. It's drippy, it's gloopy, it's looking beautiful. It's time to get on our cake. Now for the finishing touches. Give it a bit of a drizzle, give it a bit of a pour. And look at that. The final little touch, once you've got your lovely bundt cake swirled, is some edible gold stars. Now, you don't need to use these, but they look so good over the top. So a nice little sprinkle. Check it out, look at that. This is what it's all about. This is why you do it. You get that lovely moist swirl running through it. And if you think I've said moist quite a lot in this video, I want you to leave me a comment in the box below and count how many times I've done it. Now it's time to dive in and try this. Oh. You know what? The addition of the cream liqueur in there is so good. It's rich, it's moist, it's dense. It's got this wonderful sweetness running through it. A really, really great little dessert. Super to make if you have friends coming over, especially if they're discussing their pensions. Make sure to get the full recipe over on my website. Click subscribe, give me a big like, and leave a comment in the box below. See you soon, guys.